But I think that has been a good day, you know. I think that I found more evidence here than I expected to find, if you want me to leave it at that.
Yeah.
I had hunches something might be roaming this mountain. But look at that canyon up ahead. All the woods, rocks. Do you know there's caves up on that mountain? You can see the rock faces. There's dens. People don't go up there, man. Anyways, what's your take on all this? I'll try to interview you because my battery's going.
Still trying to process those footprints. I'm trying to think logically how else they could possibly be created. Right now I got nothing. It's pretty compelling.
Right. I hear you, man. I don't know. I have nothing either. I think the evidence speaks for itself. When you get 7.5 wide by 16,
so consistent
and so deep, you know, boom, 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 all the way down. I couldn't even make a dent. I jumped up and down. There was one area I stuck my foot in, and it was just a small impression. You could tell like I dug my foot in. These were solid and consistent. But anyways, for those looking at the video, an eclipse of Venus and the sun is taking place. It's so bright and so, I mean, right now it's so bright I can't even look towards that way. I can face the camera that way. Job's Peak, Job's sister peak, right here. And I'm amazed, man. We're hiking in the desert. We're hiking in the Alpine. We're going to the cemetery, pay our respects. I want to pay my respects for being safe on this journey. A little bit was donated to this forest. The banana peels are organic. It'll help the soil out here become more solid. The potassium's good for a primate beast, so he might eat the rest, the little pieces that I left out. And of course, Dave gave some greenery into the earth, and maybe by chance there's a seed in that greenery and it sprouts and it makes CNN in a couple years when there's a forest full of herbage growing everywhere. Anyways, this trail, it's becoming tedious for me.
Yeah.
I am walking on a bad ankle. It's wrapped. I heard it in Yosemite. But even though I was dragging it like I had cerebral palsy, I'm not mocking out cerebral palsy people. I'm saying I looked that way by the time I crawled in Spider Cave, climbed wet rocks, almost fell over a waterfall that 3 to 5 people a year die on. This is Lord Rick. I am out of breath. I need some Powerade. Hi. Pretty good. My cigar went out.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's good or bad, but I smoked almost the whole thing. And you know, I did it safely, you know what I'm saying? I smoked it on the sand trail. No, I didn't smoke it on this dry brush or, you know. But there's nothing wrong with a man or two enjoying a cigar and walking into the wilderness and not knowing what to expect. Now you know that guy's not making the prints. But do you wonder if these people actually are aware of this? Because they probably don't go on the offbeat trails, huh?
We just had to do to go see that shit.
We went through a lot to see it.
I doubt very seriously anybody else.
What do you think about, first off, the broken branches, in the sporadic or erratic footprints, and then there was ones more prominent later?
You know, I mean, that's the compelling part, was to see those 2 footprints so close together right by the tree where it was clear something large had waited, had been there, something had happened there, and it runs along that small animal trail. Perfect place to hunt.
Hunt deer.
It made perfect. I mean, it just.
There was deer tracks and holes everywhere.
Impressive.
Yeah.
It's compelling. I'm gonna keep racking my brains to think of what else it could possibly be, but for the time
But the
being,
prints down that canyon, man, they only appeared for
Yeah.
300 feet and in there.
I don't know what to say about that.
Oh, man.
That is kind of messing with my head right now.
I told you it was worth climbing, man.
Yeah.
This is what a lot of our summer investigations will be like this in the woods. We'll climb rocks. They won't always be this steep or this high. They might be just, 50 feet, but to the right or left?
Right.
Okay. We're almost at the cemetery. Anyways, it's time for me to book out. I can't look at the sun, and right now I guess I could say on even Dave's behalf, I agree with him. I am pretty baffled. I think something big came through here. I always suspected Bigfoot on Job's Peak. I just had to climb. I had to know for myself. I had to climb the rocks. I had to climb and go to offbeat trails. I had to, It was the only way to find those.
There's no trails.
That's what I'm saying. There's no trail.
There was nothing.
No, there
Literally
wasn't.
nothing. 20, 30 foot stretches of nothing to hold on to. Which I'm not doing again without a rope.
But what are you going to do with the rope?
Tie it to something.
You got to climb to still tie it, man.
I know, but at least it's tied to something a little bit below me, so when I slip and fall, I'm only going that far.
Yeah, but if you got to do that for 2,000 feet, it's gonna take all day instead of just climbing it and going to the top within an hour or two.
I'd rather take all day and have the entire next day to enjoy.
Well,
and then fall off the cliff.
yeah, but you could always butt slide, right?
Right.
So there you go.
Right. Until you reach the end and there's 2,000 feet to go.
Well, maybe more in Yosemite, but here 50 feet is just as scary as 1,000 feet.
Yeah.
I stood in front of a 1,000-foot waterfall. There's a glass bottle. I stood in front of this waterfall, and there's lower falls and upper falls. When you get to lower falls, if you want to go close to the falls, you got to climb these big rocks. And there's 3 parts, lower, middle, and upper. And I climbed above the lower, and I climbed to the middle, and I thought I stood up and I started to slip, and I'm thinking, if I go down these wet rocks, it's over. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go over a small waterfall. It's 25 feet, still kill you, Anyways, we're here. I gave you my takes on this. I'm here now for the cemetery, so the film's going off, the EVP recorder's going on, and then we're heading home, and I'm going fishing, and you're going grocery shopping.
Need diapers for the kids.
Diapers. I used to do those runs. I'm past that phase. Now I got another phase. I deal with teenage attitude.
Right.
Know it all, Dad, I know I don't have to read. I know how it is, I don't have to do this, but you know what? I got 2 great kids. If I took them on this, they would have helped us the whole way up too. They would have been reaching their hands out for us.
Well,
So
I'm just gonna tell my kids if they don't behave, they're getting sold to Chinese slave labor. That's it.
Chinese slave labor. So anyways, there's Job's Peak. You and I, we stood
Within spitting distance.
within spitting distance of the crown and the peak. There's a couple crowns of rocks. The one we climbed, and then the second crown's the peak, which you can take a ridge all the way up from right here, slowly up. That's what we'll do when we come back. I don't have an answer for the tracks. I'm going to sign on off. Thank you, everybody. I want to say, I can cut that out. I want to say peace to all my fans. Not even fans, I just want to say peace to some of my friends who've been around for 10 years watching the videos. And Job's Peak did not disappoint me. I'm not disappointed. It's got this, the cemetery. I should not say this, but there's a Washoe Cemetery. Rumor has it there's some unmarked burials up the hill back from the 1800s, and then you have these burial mounds. I'm going to take EVP recording. You can see, here's my EVP, because we want you to learn something. You keep your echo noise cut off, keep it on, and of course we're not getting power right now. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I love Sony. Sony's one of the best for EVPs in my opinion. Recording now, Washoe Cemetery. This is Lord Rick. If you hear of me, give me a sign you are here. We want to thank you for safe passage. Dave and I, we climbed nearly to the peak. Right now is the eclipse. Venus is going in front of the sun. I thought I'd come back as it got darker out to try to get EVP. But anyways, this is Dave's first investigation. And it's not your last, man. This opens up a whole new doorway for you. A whole new doorway. So, I mean, once you open the box, you know, it's pandemonium. Because the more you do, the more you want to see. And now it's like you come here and it boggles your mind. And you're like, what is over the mountains? What's 50 miles down into the mountains, down some dirt road in my truck? What's out there? If that's here, where the city is right here, past those trees, the Carson Valley, what is here on the edge of city? So anyways, I'm signing off, and we will come back. It's EVP time.